Tonight in Trinity class, we talked about the energy of cleansing. Cleansing is often confused with clearing. If you're in an emotional upset, you think about clearing your feelings. And we have all sorts of techniques to do that. There's breath work, there's yoga postures, there's a good solid workout, talking to a friend, anything to get those judgments and feelings moving and move them on out. That's clearing. Cleansing is a little different. Cleansing is like when you take a pot and you've cleared it out, all the food is gone, you've washed it, you've dried it, you've put it back in the cupboard, and then you take it out to use it again and you notice, oh, there's stuff baked down in there. That's when you use cleansing. Cleansing is that very intensive, scrubby stuff, lifting the stains. That's what cleansing is. The best way I know to get you to feel that scrubby intensity is through a technique that comes from the Chinese system called Neigong, which is working on yourself. Qigong is energy work. Neigong is self-work. So self-work in this case involves getting stuff stuck in your energetic pathways to lift off, getting those stains to come up and moving them on out. The way we do this is through a technique called tapping. You take the tips of your fingers, not the palm of your hand, but the tips of your fingers, and you begin tapping down your forearm. At first I want you to just tap and count so that you can get 20 taps from the top of your knuckle to your elbow. There's nothing magical about that number, that's just the speed that I want you to work at. And later you're going to be using your voice to say things, so you got to get to the point where you're not consciously going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You don't want to have to rely on that. You just want to get used to a certain speed. If I do this certain speed, it's pretty close to 20. That's all we're looking for. Once you get that speed going, you can take this down and follow this whole meridian. This is your small intestine meridian, which of course relates to the gut area where all of your feelings are held. 20 taps from knuckle to elbow, and 20 taps from elbow to the bottom of your armpit. Once again, it doesn't have to be exactly 20. It's just a certain speed that I want you to work at. Once you get that speed down, you're going to start saying a phrase. You can say it out loud at first if that's appropriate. If there's people around and you don't want to seem like you're crazy, you can say it to yourself. That's fine too. But the phrase is, the emotion I'm feeling is. And if you know that there's a stain in your system, a long-standing guilt or shame or anger that's been stuck in there for 20 years, then work on that. But if you don't know what's stuck in there, you can just say, the emotion I'm feeling is, and you can let that sentence hang there with a blank at the end. Eventually your subconscious will supply the answer. If you say enough times, the emotion I'm feeling is, eventually your subconscious will go, scared, that's what you're feeling, and it will come to your conscious attention. So you just do that tapping motion, saying that phrase out loud or to yourself until you begin to feel some movement. You get a picture of a past event, or you begin to maybe get a feeling come up, or maybe just a word pops into your head. And you go, yeah, scared. I don't know what I'm scared about, but that word popped up. Whatever it is, once you feel you've loosened that stain, now we're going to go about moving it on out. To do that, if you have any glasses, you may want to take them off. And you're going to start tapping that same motion on your third eye, which if you don't know is on your forehead right between your eyebrows, somewhere around there. Tap, 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 tap. Once again, 20 taps before you move on. So at first we're just counting, and then we're going to move to the side of your eye where your crow's feet would be if you had any. Of course I don't. All those facelifts, totally remove them. and then 20 taps on the cheekbone under your eye. We're not saying anything yet because, once again, I just want you to get the speed down. And then 20 taps under your nose where your Hitler mustache would be, which, by the way, is called your frenulum, if you're into anatomy. And then 20 taps under your mouth where that soul patch would be if you were a hep cat jazz musician. And then down to the top of your sternum, right under your clavicle, which is your power chakra, if you're into that sort of thing. And then you finish by going back to the bottom of your armpit where you stopped to connect back to that small intestine meridian. 20 taps each time. That's the speed. Once you get the speed, we're going to say something else. We're going to take that feeling that came up. Maybe you got a name for it. Maybe you're just aware that there's something there. Maybe you're not aware of anything. Maybe all you got was the feeling I'm feeling is, and nothing filled that blank. That's fine. We're going to come and take whatever you've got, and we're going to start saying, I can feel this emotion, but still experience the light of who I am. I can feel this emotion, but still experience the light of who I am. I can feel this emotion, but still experience the light of who I am. I can feel this emotion, but still experience the light of who I am. I can feel this emotion, but still experience the light of who I am. I can feel this emotion, but still experience the light of who I am. I can feel this emotion, but still experience the light of who I am. Go all the way through that cycle. Maybe 3 times, maybe 5 times, however long it takes you until you feel that, yes, indeed, you are starting to get a sense of who you are instead of just focusing on that feeling. When you have both of those things firmly in place, then we're just going to shake it out. Make a noise if you feel like you need to. Jiggle around, shake your body. Just get those meridians to clear. After we've lifted the stain, we want to wash the stain away. Good. Maybe you're all done there. Maybe you feel clean and clear. If you want to continue, if you feel like you didn't quite get all of it, or if you think maybe there's another layer, maybe there's another emotion under that one, you can do the other side. I started with my dominant hand, which is the right, and I did the left meridian and then down the right side of my face. Maybe you would want to go ahead and use the left hand and do it down the right meridian on your right arm and then down the left side of your face. Or maybe not. Either way, even if you feel the emotion is already cleared out, you can still do this process. Just think of it as polishing an already stain-free pot. Doesn't do any harm, can certainly help your meridian system. That is the system of tapping that I got from Chinese Neigong. You'll see different systems out there. This tapping idea has been co-opted into many psychology-based self-help techniques. If you already know of it and you like to do it a different way, that's cool too. There's nothing perfect about my way. It's just how I was taught. Now, this is a self-defense class. What does tapping have to do with self-defense? Well, it's a wonderful way to get you involved in eye flicks. Eye flicks are a must for self-defense because, number one, no matter how big and mean and strong I am, even if I work out constantly, even if I've tightened my muscles to the point where you can hit me all day long and it doesn't hurt, I can't work out my eyes. They're not going to be muscle bound, they're not going to be armored, they're just as sensitive as anybody else's eyes. Nobody has armored eyes. They are a perfect target for a big, strong, mean person who's totally outweighing you and overpowering you. It's also a wonderful way to provide a measured level of forceful response. If Jen has made it clear, if Jen has made it clear by putting her hands up that she doesn't want any part of this, and I'm to stay away, and I'm still being aggressive, and I'm still getting up in her face and yelling and pushing with my chest. She may want to say, I'm serious about you backing off. And the way to do that is give me a little eye flick. Just like that. Just reach out and tap the person in the eye. Now, if you're doing it with a partner and practicing, don't do it in their eye. Just cover the eyes and just flick their forehead. Maybe right around the eyebrow. You'll see from that it's stunning, it's startling. You jump back a little bit. Imagine if that was in your eyeball. It would make you jump back, and the other person would have time to walk away from this situation or prepare for something worse if it was an actual aggressive confrontation. People are squeamish about it. They don't like doing eye flicks. Even if I tell you this will save your life, people are like, and they don't want to touch the eyes. So if you do this for, 10 minutes and go all the way through the routine, you're going to be desensitized. You're going to be like, it's cool, I can tap anything. I can reach out and flick those eyes, and it doesn't bother you. So it's a great segue. Do the tapping, cleanse your system, and also get used to the idea that you can just reach out and flick those eyes with that same amount of force. Okay, hope that saves your life sometime. Hope it makes you want to come to Trinity class next Wednesday.